blinding white snow has started to disappear. The squeaky snow of the freezing winter days has turned into something that sounds like walking on a slushy. But here in the Finnish countryside, the snow lingers a bit longer than in the cities. In rural areas, natural surfaces like open fields and forests do not store heat as effectively as asphalt in cities when the days get warmer, which makes winter last here a bit longer. Even though I love winter, right now this suits me well. The days get longer and longer, and now I wake up to daylight around 6 a.m. These changing seasons make me excited for something new, every time. Even though it's always hard to let go of the stillness of winter. In the last video we finished this siding, but it was still missing the last drip edge. So let's finish that one first, and then later in this video I'll start a brand new project in our bathroom. This drip edge here is similar to the one we did before, only a bit wider and thicker. And hopefully a bit better too, because the previous one didn't end up as good as I would have hoped. We didn't really have a plan of how we were going to install the complete drip edge build, so we did use a bit different methods on each wall. But this one we are screwing from the bottom diagonally towards the wall to try to get it nicely against the already attached board. So basically just winging it.
Oltiinko mä tehty 45 leikattiin sitten lopulta ja sekään ei ollut oikein hyvä. Mutta mennään samalla. Ja nyt sitä piti kallistaa sitten. Mitä? Pitäisikö se sillä käsi saada?
Mikä? Vesiuro.
Ai niin! Niin siis tuo rako on isontunut. Mä en ymmärrä sitä. Mutta toisaalta helpompi siihen on laittaa se tehty semmoinen tiivistyspala, kun se on iso siinä. Sinällään niin paljon. Mitä on? Mitä tää on voinut tulla tämmöiseksi? Niin, mutta eikö se pitäisi nyt niinku turvata, kun on ollut merenpää? Oltaispa tehty nääkin tällä tavalla. Tulee paljon siistimmin ja tiivis. Vähän turhan siisti verrattuna tuohon yläosaan. Tai siis toi mikä tehtiin. No, tässä sitä. Siis kun täällä näkyy tämmöisiä hirveitä koloja ja kaikkea. tässä näkyy meidän oppimiskäyrä. Tulee vaikka kuinka yli toi. Ja nyt ollaan taas sillä osa-alueella, että mä en tiedä yhtään mitä tässä pitäisi tehdä, mutta ehkä helpompi vaan viilata tuota nurkkaa, koska se olisi nyt niin kuin tosi tiivis. Jos me sitä lähdetään muuttamaan, niin siitä tulee samanlainen vie kuin tästä. Today we are gonna do some wall plastering. Yep. So we have a full-blown spring now. It only took like a couple of rainy days and some sun, and here we are. Actually, here where our house is, we do still have a white ground, but when I drove here it was just like vast fields of grey. So there is still snow, but just a tiny bit. Go in first from the other door. When the weather gets moist, the door kind of swells a little, so I can't get it open here. It's quite heavy. Oh God. 30 liters. Plan today is that I'm gonna use mortar to cover up this turquoise waterproofing so that it's like safe underneath the mortar, and then I'm gonna probably paint the mortar at some point. So we are not gonna have any more tiling here, and the rest is just gonna be paint and paneling. And I have one small pack of mortar left, so I won't be getting all of it done, but I'm gonna go as far as I can. And I'm gonna show a problem here in the mudroom. So here, some of the walls are not waterproofed all the way up to the ceiling. That's probably because there's no need to do that, because this is not a this is a wet space, but not like a shower. So I'm gonna have to buy a primer to put on top of this. Is that sheetrock? That's gonna be another day's issue. But here in the bathroom, it's all ready to be taken care of. Last grouting session I just gave up because I knew that we were gonna have to change this, so I didn't even bother cleaning it. But I didn't know that we can't get it off, it just won't come off. So I'm gonna use the drill if I can. And now it's starting to look like, I'm not sure if I can, because this won't fit here. It's it's so close, but it doesn't fit here. And I guess you would have needed some sort of extra piece here to actually make it work. But yeah, so that's no-go. Annoying. It's so warm. It's like +1 degrees, but I feel like the sun makes it feel like warmer than it is. We have been living in a freezing apartment. Today a person who is in charge of the apartment buildings, like managing all the technical stuff, he came and measured the apartment. They did that for all the apartments, and it turned out that we have +15 degrees in our apartment. I have been complaining that it's cold, but I have a very high tolerance before I actually make a complaint. So I have been just complaining to my husband at home and sitting inside with a beanie, and it's just so annoying to complain, so I just try not to. And here we are. We also had a stove that was half working, so from the 4 burners, only 2 of them were working, and we didn't feel like complaining. But our landlady called a while ago and was asking how everything is and so on. And then my husband told that half of the stove is working, and he was like, no, but it's fine. But the landlady was very kind, and she said that of course she's gonna get us a new stove. So now we have a working stove again. And apparently we're also going to have some heating in the apartment also, so it's looking bright, bright and warm this spring. Not an ad, but this is just the brand that I'm married to now that the waterproofing has been done with Kiilto products. So all of the rest of the products need to be the same brand if you want to make sure that you won't have problems with insurance if there's an accident of some sort. So the products work together because it's the same brand, like it's guaranteed. I think I'm gonna start by spreading, like wiping the floor walls first, and then spreading the first layer of this.
I cannot wait to get these bathroom and mudroom surfaces done, because every product I need to use here is weird to me. Thinking of getting back to the natural materials I'll be using on the rest of the house sounds like a vacation for my brain. There's just so much that can go wrong with these modern products that I can't wait to leave them behind.
I couldn't get the mixer part off, so when I went to what is that, car repair shop, I asked them to take it off. That was a bit embarrassing, but now I have all these, so I'm thinking I'll be able to find the right size for every purpose. clean. Yes.
I could not find bulletproof guidelines of what I should smear across the waterproofing when I don't want to tile them, but instead paint them. So I thought that the best bet is just to go with a thin layer of the same mortar that I used to install the tiles with.
Our spring is a month early. I don't know how, but basically all the snow is now gone, and for the next 2 months it's gonna be takatalvi and spring. Like, I don't know what's takatalvi, probably there is no word for it, but it's when you think it's spring but then the winter makes a return. So not looking forward to it. It's always hard because you kind of get into the spring mood and you start to plan for the summer and enjoy the sun, and then it's like 50 centimeters of snow suddenly overnight. But the spring will come and stay, and so will summer. I have been taking a couple of weeks a bit slower here. I just started a new part-time job. For the first time in a few years, I'm actually feeling like I don't mind the job. I now get paid less. I work shifts anything from 6 a.m. to 11 p.m. 7 days a week, and I'm on my feet all day and lifting and carrying and rushing and hurrying, and it still feels lighter than the job that I had. And I have been talking about this before, that I have never felt the urge to have a career. In the recent years, even less than before. But of course a good pay would be nice because we have this here, but right now it just feels like what's best for my mental health is the best option for me right now. So yeah, I'm feeling pretty good. I just saw 2 first swans. The birds are returning. I'm thinking that if I worked smart and not hard, I would start from the top and come downwards here, but I'm not smart. There's this gap in here. It's in the window frame for some reason. I guess that was needed in the previous house where these windows were. But I'm thinking it's best to fill the gap. There's gonna be mortar, and then there's gonna be some sort of slab, like a granite slab or something, and then there's gonna be, of course, silicone so that the water don't get in there. But I'm thinking I'm gonna fill the gap because thinking of leaving a gap there sounds like a worse idea, so that's the explanation here. If I have options, I'm just gonna imagine what could be worse. Okay, I'm ready. I think it's the same thing with makeup. Sometimes it's the finger that works best. Now I'm thinking that I should have used tape here. I'm gonna do that with the rest of the window. What a mess already. It's not looking very good, but the layer is so thin that I'm gonna do a second layer on this, a thin one, and hoping that will kind of even it out a bit more. These gaps here are here because there's going to be a window trim here. So because there's these bumps, of course I cannot install a window trim on them. So this was the decision I made based on one image I saw online. Somebody else had done the same. So I'm gonna just fill these with the mortar, so it's better to fill them with something than just to leave them like gaping. Nice! Well, that looks like shit. Now that I'm a bit wiser than I was before starting this, I'm just thinking how much easier it would have been if I would have done this before the tiling, but at that point my brain was on full capacity and I didn't want to think about like several projects at the same time, which I knew nothing about. So I just wanted to get the tiling done. I think this will be the last bit I'm gonna do today.
The most difficult part of this job was to know when to stop. If and when there's some lines or imperfections in the mortar, I feel the urge to smooth it out. But then the lines just appear on another spot and I have to eventually go through the whole thing again.
Okay, then the cleanup.
Yeah!
It looks quite okay. At least it's better than the turquoise. But I can definitely see all the imperfections here. Here I dropped some mortar, so I tried to wipe it off. It didn't look like this when it was still wet, but this area is going to be covered anyway. It does look better up here. There's two stripes. This side had already dried up a little bit when I started to work on this, so I'm guessing that caused this to show. And here I'm guessing it's just a seam of the drywall. There's some spots where there's still a bit of the turquoise, but I'll work on them on the second layer. I'm about 90% quicker than I was when I started, so in that way it's getting better. So I was hoping I could have gotten this whole room done for this video. I even at some point thought that I could have gotten the mudroom walls ready for this video, but life happens and here we are. But it's nice to see this kind of slowly move forward again, because this has been sitting here since October or November, and we have been building the siding outside. So yeah, it's nice to get rid of the turquoise. I was getting so sick of it. This was okay. I think I'm ready to go. I can hear the blackbirds for the first time this year. The sound is coming from that part of the forest. Our bedroom window is just over there, so I'm dreaming of the day when I get to go to sleep with a window open in early summer and I can hear the blackbirds.
Thank you for watching. I'll see you soon.